Hi, my name's Christy and welcome to Graduate Studies at Multnomah University. I'm here to get you some of the information you need to get started. This video is the first of two, and then I and your program directors will be hosting a live orientation and Q&A session. Please check your email for exact dates, times, and links. My hope is that by making these videos, you'll get the information you need while we can also preserve those Q&A sessions for very focused engagement. In this first video, I'm going to show you some of the tools you'll be using all the time and where to find them. And now I'm going to deviate away from my script and start that tour, so bear with me. I'm going to share my screen here and take you to Multnomah's website. So here is multnomah.edu, the landing page for our website. Students are often going to want to access resources through this link in the upper right-hand corner called MyMU. Now, MyMU is behind a login, so you'll use your Multnomah credentials to log in. I am probably automatically logged in, so it's just going to take me straight here. There you go. MyMU has a host of information on it, some of which are free resources available for support for you. That's what video 2 is going to be about. But this here in video 1 is about the tangible tools you're going to use on a regular basis. First and foremost, I want to make sure you know where our handbooks are. So if you go to Student Resources, there's a link here that says Student Handbooks. This will take you to, they're going to be updated with the 22-23 year, but to the most current handbooks that we have available. So if you have any questions about policies and procedures here at Multnomah, that's going to be where you want to go. Next, I'm going to go back to the landing site on MyMU and take you to this important link. So there's these big radio buttons, and one of them here says MyMU Apps. If you click on that, it's going to take you to your applications, your apps in MyMU. Yours is going to look a little bit different than mine. I'm a staff member and you're a student. So here on Self-Service and MU Learn, you should also have a link that says Gmail. And that's how you get to your Multnomah address. Our student emails are powered by Gmail. You can also go to gmail.com and use your login credentials for Multnomah that way. But you should have an icon right here that says Gmail, and that's how you can access your email. Self-service is where your final grades are going to live. So as well as registering for classes and doing a lot of business that way. Now, later on, I'm going to show you your course landing pages, and you're going to have grade information in there as well. But self-service is going to be where you do some of the business here at Multnomah. If you go to this link that just says apps, this also takes you to a wealth of apps that you have access to. Google has their Google Drive, Google Docs, and all of that. But you also have access to some Outlook tools through this app's interface, including Word. So if you want to use Microsoft Word online, here's a great place to access that. Excel is also available through here. And then there's going to be a lot of apps that you have access to. So especially if you don't have your own laptop with Office applications or anything like that, please make use of this. It's going to help, or your Google Docs and Google resources. Okay, going back to this landing page on MyMU, you can see the biggest button here on the page says MU Learn, Head to Class. This is what you're going to click on to get to your course pages. Here we are. So I teach a couple courses here at Multnomah, and this is taking me to my course information. When you come to this landing page, you'll see all of your active classes here available for you to click on. I'm going to scoot over and use this page. So if you clicked on one of those courses, what you would see is something like this. I'm currently in a student view so that you don't see all of my staff resources. But your courses generally are going to look something similar to this. Now, faculty can set up their courses a bunch of different ways. So no two courses are going to be set up exactly the same. That can create a little bit of frustration and confusion if you're not used to navigating this platform, which is Canvas. You may hear people refer to MU Learn. You may hear Canvas. They're referring to the same thing. In general, however, I'm going to kind of show you where some stuff will probably live for you, but definitely pay close attention to each of your courses individually. So here in my course that I taught, I set up my home page to have links to some important resources for students, and then to my contact information, the syllabus, and then actually I divided my course into weeks and put all the materials for each of those weeks on this landing page. So that's one way that it could look. Off to the left, you'll see various links. I'm going to go through this menu first. There's generally going to be a link that says syllabus, and probably your faculty will have a copy of the syllabus in here. And if they input their dates and due dates in there, they'll probably have something like this that kind of gives you the syllabus at a glance. Next, I'm going to go, somehow I navigated out of the student view. Next, I'm going to show you this announcements link, which I used to communicate with students when I needed to communicate with the whole class. So if you show that if you're showing that you have a new announcement, definitely pay attention to that. If your course has discussion questions, there might be a discussions link, and your faculty would have specific instructions on how to engage in those. If they input all of their assignments into MU Learn, you'll also have your assignments organized by date. Now, this is a course that happened last year, so it's showing all of the assignments as being in the past, but you'll generally have upcoming assignments, currently due, and then past assignments. And they're generally going to be organized by date as well. But that can take you into your assignments, which will generally then have more information for you on what to do. So for example, I clicked on one of the assignments, and I had set up my MU to have all of the instructions for that assignment here. And you can kind of scroll through them. Grades is going to be a handy place to get a snapshot of where your grades are at. Now, this was a test student, not a real student in my class, so nothing was submitted. This test student is doing horrible. Something that's a great feature here is that as a student, you can actually click on scores and test out different scores. So let's say there's this missing assignment, spiritual reflection number 1. Let's say that it's an upcoming assignment and I know where I'm at in the class so far I'm failing. And I'm wondering, if I do perfect on that assignment, how is that going to change my grade? I can come in here and type 10. I hit tab, and now it's giving me 10 points in my final grade up in the top right-hand corner. I'm still failing the class because 10 out of 75 is not a passing grade. But that's a great way that you can check what points you have left, and the system will do some math for you to see where you might be able to land in your classes and be making intentional decisions. Lastly, there's always a files link. If your faculty doesn't have their syllabus on the home or syllabus page, they might just have it in the files link. That's where they should have all of the files that you're using in a course, kind of a little database of all of their files. So you should always be able to find the syllabus. Here's mine. It automatically is always stored in that location. Secondly, about MU Learn, I want to go all the way over to this far left-hand dashboard. Your dashboard and your courses kind of are where you're going to access your courses, but you also have tools that are a calendar and an inbox. The calendar, if your faculty have set up due dates on your calendar, I don't know what mine's going to look like. Oh, it's looking at now. There's nothing on here, but your assignment due dates will actually automatically show up on here. Now, don't rely on that because not all faculty input their data into in the same way in this system. But I highly encourage you to check out the calendar and see if all of your assignments are indicated on there. It'll give you a nice visual of when all of your assignments are due. And then lastly, there's an inbox. So you'll have your Gmail account for your email with the school, but you also have this MU Learn inbox where you and your faculty can communicate to one another. I'm not going to click on that because I'm afraid it's going to have student communication in mind. But ultimately, you don't have to have someone's email address to communicate with them. All you have to have is know what your teacher's name is, your professor, or a classmate. You may be able to send a classmate a message in there just by knowing their name. So that's a really handy tool. Okay, let me stop that for now. Lastly, don't miss the fact that your faculty will give you feedback on your assignments. They're in EmuLearn. So when you have submitted assignments, you'll be able to go back in and look at your final grade and even click on that assignment and see comments that your faculty has left. That's a way that faculty will communicate with you about what you're doing well and what you need to improve so that you can keep making adjustments. So definitely check that out. And lastly, there should also be a course on your EmuLearn homepage that says resource course. That's going to be more information about how to use the resources and tools available to you here at Multnomah. I hope that this has been helpful and informative. Please feel free to go back and look at this video and rewatch sections of it if you've forgotten how to access something. And feel free to also jot down questions and bring those to the live Q&A session. I'll look forward to seeing you then.